Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
And where's the rest of your friends? Why every single time we have the meeting, some of your friends contacted me and then also texted me to ask the permissions. If you guys get used to ask permission from me, I'm gonna ask permission also from you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna ask permission to give you guys bad score, to give you guys that kind of mark for your final score for this subject. Yeah? Okay, we already got 16 participants. Okay. And then Ferdian Mulyawan. He is on his motorcycle, but still joining the lesson. Thank you very much. Yeah. And as soon as we reach 20 participants, we are going to start the lesson. I'm not going to wait for those that are not willing to join the lesson. Okay. Okay, there we go. We got more than 20 participants. Yeah. And Ajeng is sick. I'm sorry, sir. I have to switch using laptop first. Okay. Hadi. Okay, we're gonna start the lesson. Bismillah wa bihamdih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'inu ala umuri dunya waddin wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. So today here it will be our fifth meeting, right? Fifth meeting of classroom action research. And there you go, Tiara Vidya. Where have you been yesterday? You're skipping my class, yeah? And I'm gonna skip your score also, yeah? Thank you for joining today, yeah? On our fifth meeting of this classroom action research, we are going to discuss, we are going to dig more about the previous quiz that you guys had. Yeah? Yesterday, when you guys got the review of the first quiz of language testing, and seems like majority of you proud of your score, yeah? Especially when I announced that one on your guys group. It seems like an outstanding kind of score that made you guys proud of it. Okay, and for today here, it will be about the review based on the previous quiz. If I'm not mistaken, I made for you guys 5 minutes video, I guess 5 minutes video, less than 5 minutes about the quiz that you guys have to compile. Okay, before we are going to discuss that one, let's start our today's meeting here by reciting Basmalah together. Yeah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And then I'm still waiting for those that not turning on their camera. Yeah. I want you to please try to turn your camera on. What was that? Ayumna.
Awal banget kan jadi nge semua. Tapi kenapa sih ada itu pemarah banget? Di awal-awal banget itu selalu connect bukan
There you go. Ayumna, hello, can I see your face? Which one talking? Ayumna. I know you there, Ayumna. Triwahyu Ningsi, Farli, Imam, Danti, Rizkina, Putri Rizki Gustiani. I want you to please try to turn your camera on. Look at that one. You guys have to be embarrassed while Ferdian Muliawan riding his motorcycle, still turning his camera on. And what about you guys that in your room, yeah, and then you're turning up your camera, yeah? Hello? Ayumna? Okay, she's not responding. Okay, now I would like to try to give you guys the review first of our previous classroom action research quiz. If I'm not mistaken, I gave you guys a chance to complete the quiz a week. Yeah, a week or it is one day for classroom action research. Hello, it is a week or one day that I give you guys the chance to compile your classroom action research quiz.
One day, sir.
One day. Thank you very much, Alif. Finally, there you go. Okay, now I'm gonna give a chance for you volunteer here. Around 4 or 5 students, you're going to explain your answer based on the quiz. Yeah, so that should be a complete chapter, first chapter of classroom action research proposal. Who would like to try? Come on. Ali?
I want to try, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna set you as the co-host and then you may do the share screen. Yeah, there you go, come on. And then who will be the next after Nurlaili Kuratu Aini? Who will be the next? Faisal?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you'll be the second, okay? And then who will be the third? Who will be the one after Faisal? Come on. Who will be the one after Faisal? No one? Okay, if no one willing to be the third, I'm gonna choose randomly then. Yeah. So the third, it will be the third will be Tiara Vida, the fourth will be Farli, and then the fifth will be Alif. Yeah. Okay, come on, time is yours, please, and then try to make it bigger, my dear Nulaili.
Okay, sir, wait, because I use my smartphone. Okay. This is my quiz of classroom action research that we had in last week. Okay, we have 5 questions. And the first question is the basic reasoning of the title.
Pardon me, sorry, Nurlaili.
Yes, sir.
Do you mind please try to make it landscape and then make it bigger so we can see it clearly, because it seems like it's too small. Or any one of you, can you guys see it clearly here?
Oh, it's
Okay, there you go. That's better. Okay, come on.
okay. The first question is about the basic reasoning based on the title that I create for classroom action research. Okay, why I chose the title is enhancing the student motivation for speaking using an audio-visual presentation and ice breaking. Because I want to student enhance their speaking skill and can make student perspective is good in a speaking skill. And then another reason why I create this
Okay,
title
wait a
is-
second. Nulaili, do you want please try to send your answer here on the chat section? Come on.
Oh, the documents are or what?
Huh? No, I mean your answer.
My answer.
Yeah, your file. I'm going to try to send it to the
Oh, okay.
chat sections. Yeah.
I think I cannot share, sir, because I use my phone. Can I share my quiz on WhatsApp group?
Okay, that's okay.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I already shared on WhatsApp group, sir.
Okay, come on, proceed, please.
Okay, and then the second reason question is why I compile this classroom action research when I becoming an English teacher. The reason why I choose this classroom action research when it comes to being a professional is when I was in junior high school, the teacher using an audio visual presentation, and I really interested with the strategy, media, and tools that the teacher made, and almost all of my friends will enjoy the teaching and learning process, and I want to try to use this strategy, tools, and then media to teach my student in classroom action research when I becoming a English teacher. And then the third one, the third question is the reasoning why I choose speaking skill. The reason why I choose speaking skill for this classroom action research because I want to know more about the speaking skill before doing another skill in a language. Because in my opinion, when we know the speaking skill of student first before another skill in a language, we can imagine another skill that the student has. I think that's my opinion. And then the fourth is the solution for the problem that happened in classroom action research. I want to use an audio visual to make student motivation and interest with speaking skills and do the ice breaking in the beginning of meeting to solve the problem about the lack of student motivation when following the speaking class. I think that's the four questions for quiz of classroom action research. And for the fifth is you have to make the chapter 1 of classroom action research. And I make for the chapter 1 is a introduction. There are background of study and then use of the problem and also the objective of study, and the last is significance of study. And for the background of study, teaching English in level of education consists of four skills that we know before, and speaking is one of the four basic skill teaching English. And then speaking ability of student has an important to communicate with other, to deliver an information, and then to socialize themselves to interact according to Pollard 2017, page 7. I think that's for the background study. And then focus of the problem. For focus of the problem where I identified before, First is, can we use an audiovisual presentation to enhance the student motivation in speaking skill? And then the second is, how is the situation um, when audiovisual presentation and ice breaking are implemented in the speaking class? And then the next is the objective of study. Uh, Based on the focus of the problem, the objective of the study, it is for the 7th grade student of junior high school. And then and also the present study aims at achieving the following objective. The first, to describe whether or not and to what extent an audiovisual presentation and ice breaking enhancing a motivation and speaking skills student. And then the second is to identify the situation when an audiovisual presentation implement in the speaking class. And then the last is significance of study. There are two theoretically and practically. The theoretically is for the researcher in classroom action research can expect a motivation of student in speaking class, and then the situation during teaching and learning in the speaking class. And then the second one is practically. For the teacher is can improve the teaching process in the speaking class, and then for the student motivation can more motivate when do the speaking class, and then for the researcher got a result which can be used to improve the strategy, media, or tool when teaching speaking class. I think that's also my explanation for quiz of classroom action research. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Nurlali Kurratuaini. Let's give Nurlali Kurratuaini a first, everyone. That's a complete kind of answer, I guess. And then would you please stop sharing the screen, Nurlali Kurratuaini? Okay, thank you very much. And then now we are going to discuss it more here based on her answer. Okay, can you guys see it clearly here? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First of all, starting with the title. Wait a second, I need to use this one. Okay, I'm gonna use red one so it will be clear. First of all, here is the title. Now let's have a look at the title. There are several terms from the title here that you guys need to consider. First of all, Nurlaili, you're trying to enhance the student motivation for speaking, using an audio-visual presentation and ice breaking. So ice breaking here is not the alternative solution that you can make for your guys' title. Why we cannot use this one? Because every single time that you guys gonna teach your students, when you become a professional English teacher, performing a nice breaking, and then giving the warm up here for the student, that's a must. You have to provide an ice breaking on it. So you don't have to put that one as the alternative solutions. And then it will be the same also with audio visual presentations. There are many types. There are many types of audio visual presentations. If you want to make it more clear and then be specific on your title here, just mention what is it, the audio visual presentation that you mean here. For example, you're going to use video maybe, or you're going to use any kind of apps as the alternative solutions. You can put it here in your title. Okay, Nurlaili, is that clear enough for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and okay, and then now let's have a look at the answer. Now let's try to wait a second. So stop first. Okay, there you go. And then now let's try to have a look at the answer, starting from number one. Number one, if I'm not mistaken, giving you guys the question about basic reasoning. Yeah, basic reasoning. It's mean by basic reasoning here. Why did we? Why did we as a teacher? Why did you guys as a professional English teacher want to conduct a research about speaking here? And then Nurlali, basic reasoning here because she want to, what is, I want to student enhance. This is a random kind of sentence, my dear. Yeah, do you understand what does it mean here? No, Lily, because I want to student enhance their speaking skill. Yeah, it is not I want to, but because I want these students, yeah, these students enhance their speaking skill and can what is it, can make student perspective and do not use this one, do not make student perspective, yeah, but and improve their perspective, yeah, if it is the activity of speaking skill is a good one to do, right? It's a perfect one to do. And then another reasoning why just this title, because I'm really interested to use some technology while teach the students. Here you are mentioning more general one. The first you're mentioning about audio visual, and then here you are mentioning about technology also. What kind of technology that you're going to use? Yeah, that's still a random one. Okay, can you get it, Nulali?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Okay, thank you. And then now let's start. Wait a second. I have to clear it first. Okay, now let's go with question number 2 or the second. The second here, you answered the reason why just this classroom makes some research when it comes to being a professional is when I was, what is it? I don't really got it here, the sentence that you created, yeah? When it comes to being, it is not to being, yeah? When it comes to be a professional, yeah, a professional, what is it? You're mentioning a professional is. When I was in junior high school, the teacher using an audio visual presentations. And then this is also a random kind of alternative solution, like I mentioned it before, yeah? Audio visual presentation, there are many types of audio visual presentation, the video, and then also another kind of apps, yeah, that you can use. Yeah, I have really interest with the strategy, media, and tools that the teacher made, and almost all my friends will enjoy the teaching and learning process. And then I want to try to use this strategy, tool, and media to teach my student classroom action research. There we go. First of all, you're mentioning about the use of audio visual presentations. And the next one, you're mentioning the first here is a strategy that the teacher used, and then also the tools, and then after that one, the media. Okay, there are 3 different kind of alternative solutions. So which one that you prefer here, Nolali? If it is the strategy, you're going to pick the strategy that uses by the teacher. If it is a tools, what kind of the tools here that you mean? Yeah, and then if it is a media, what kind of media? Okay, Nolali, I hope that will clean up for you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, next one for the third year. The reason why I just speaking skill for this classroom excellent is because I want to know more about the speaking skill before doing other skill in language. In my opinion, when we know the speaking skill of the student first before other skill in language, we can imagine our skill that the student has. This should be a misconception, my dear Nulaili. When we try to conduct a research, it should be based on our strength. If your strength here is on speaking, so you gotta put it. One of the skill that I've mastered very well here is speaking. That's why I have an intention to create or to conduct a research about speaking skill. But if you tell the reader here, because I want to know more about the speaking skill, so it's mean you are not mastering well enough about speaking skill. You're going to learn here. Do you understand my point, Nolali? Yeah, okay.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, that will be the third answer. And then now let's go with the third one. Yeah, this will be the last one. Here I want to use an audio visual to make student motivation and interest with speaking skill to and do the ice breaking. Yeah, I already told you what kind of audio visual. It should be clear. Yeah, mention it. You're gonna mention it, and then also if it is only about the student motivations, so just focus on student motivations. You don't have to put also here this interest, the student interest. Yeah. So it will be 2 or 3 variable on it. Focus on student motivation and speaking skill. And then after that one, you don't have to do this one. Yeah, as breaking, as I told you, it is a complete procedure in teaching process for your students. In the beginning of the meeting, to solve the problem about a lack of student motivation when following the speaking class. Yeah, and then this one also when following speaking class. Yeah. The problem that you're going to solve here is about the student motivation in joining the speaking class. And then your alternative solutions, you're going to mention it here. It is a media, or it is a strategy, or it is a learning model, or it is the, what is it, the tools that you're going to use as the alternative solution that you're going to provide for your students. Okay, I hope that will be clear for you, Nurlaili.
Yes, sir. Is it clear? Thank you.
Okay, and then now let's go with the next one, chapter 1, and introductions. Teaching English in level of education consists are for skill. This is also random kind of sentence. Teaching English in level of education consists of 4 skills. Yeah, so it is not only consists of 4 skills, but when we talk about English language learning, there are 4 skills that we have to master. Okay, that will be the first. And then second one, speaking is one of the 4 basic skills in teaching English. You have a random kind of sentence here, my dear. So first of all, you're mentioning about 4 skills and then suddenly mentioning about speaking skill. Yeah, before you're going to talk about speaking skill, you have to mention it first. What are those 4 skills that you're mentioning? Okay, and then after you already mentioned all those 4 skills, and then you're gonna come with speaking. Yeah, why did you decide here to take a study to conduct a classroom action research about speaking skill? Okay, is that clear enough for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next one, focus of the problems. Now let's have a look at focus of the problem. For the focus of the problem here, your focus should be 1. Yeah, you don't have to make it 2. Do not use 2. Your focus here, you're going to solve. What is it? You're going to solve the student motivation in speaking class. That will be your main problems. And then the objective of the study here, it should be answering the focus of the problem that you're going to solve. Yeah, so the objective of the study, yeah, using what is it, the media or the tools or the strategy or the learning model that you will implement as the alternative solution that will solve the student problem in motivation, yeah, especially in speaking class. Yeah, so focus, and this one should be answered. Okay, and then last one. Okay, wait a second. I have to clear all of it. Okay, last one, it will be over the significance of theory. Okay, so this one based on theoretically, based on the theory, and the second one based on practically. Yeah, so this is a good one, I guess, for you, Nurlaili, because every single time when you guys will have your thesis proposal, when you guys will conduct your first ever thesis proposal, yeah, for your final project, for your final task before you're going to graduate from English department, you are going to make a proposal, and then for the significance of the study, it has to be based on theory and then based on the practice. Yeah, that's why this theoretically and then second one practically. Is that clear enough for you guys? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. And then I'm gonna stop sharing here. And then let's give applause for Nurlali Kuratuairi, everyone. Yeah, thank you very much, Nurlali. And then I hope you gonna revise it. And then you already got the feedback from the first quiz that you already submitted. Thank you very much, Nurlali Kuratuairi. And then now who will be the second one, please? Who will be the second?
Me, sir.
Okay, Vessel Julianto, send your complete task assignment to your guys group so I can
Okay.
download it and then we can discuss it more. Come on.
Well done, sir. Share
Okay,
screen, sir.
okay, Faisal, you may do the
Oh,
share
okay.
screen. I already
Yeah.
set you as the co-host.
Sir. Okay. Uh, this is my answer of the quiz Classroom Action Research. My title is Improving Speaking Skills by Practicing
What is it?
Vocabulary.
Can you repeat it? Your title? What is it? Title?
Title.
Okay, there you go. Your title
Title.
is okay. Come on.
Improving Speaking Skill by Practicing Vocabulary at Junior High School. For question number 1, why I choose.
Wait a second, Faisal. Can you make it a little bit bigger, please, so we can see it clearly? It seems like Ali trying so hard to read it. Yeah.
Is that
Okay.
correct?
That's enough, I guess. Come on.
Okay. For question number 1, why I choose this title? Because speaking skill is a skill that many students like understanding. I choose this title based on my personal experience, where there are still many students who lack the ability to speak. Generally, in some classes, there are some students who are not confident in speaking English. It also happens because of the student lack understanding, vocabulary, pronunciation of word, or maybe fear of grammar. In my opinion, speaking English is one of the problems that are often encountered in class. It can be said that this is a class problem. Some students are still confused about how to speak English properly and correctly. Most students still have problems learning English. Many students feel lazy during English lesson. They think English is a difficult language to understand. Even writing, they are still confused, as well as learning to speak. That's why in Indonesia, there are still many students who cannot speak English well. In fact, if you look at the time of student that has taken years, students who graduate from high school should be able to speak English well. Many students still feel English is a difficult subject. Don't like English lesson because of the wrong assumption. English is not the official language in Indonesia. The teacher doesn't master the material. Yeah, the teaching method used by the teacher is less creative and communicative. The deliver the delivery of teacher material is boring, so that so that students are lazy to pay attention. Students don't like the teacher, unable to focus on learning English with many people in one class, fear of being ridiculed by friends when getting used to speaking in English, such as being said to be pretentious slang or pretentious and so on. There are no friends to practice speaking in English properly and correctly. Most students still feel embarrassed or lack confidence when speaking English with people who are smarter or native speakers. Students are not trained to get used to speaking English so that the process of speaking is healthy. Lack of vocabulary, students tend to be afraid of wrong words because they do not understand grammar well. That's why I choose this. That's why I chose this title for classroom excellence research because this problem often occurs in class, and there are still many students who are confused about speaking English. They don't have much vocabulary, so they are hesitant to speak English and to speak and learn English. For question number 2, classroom excellence research is very important for a professional teacher because we are asked to be teacher who can understand the characteristic of the student, how the teacher convey the material to their student, and also how the attitude or treatment of the teacher towards their student. With classroom excellence research, it can provide a different perspective on student. And by conducting this research, you can see the problem in the classroom and look for alternative solution or solution to the problem. After with this evaluation, we conduct the classroom excellence research and give us the overview of the student comprehension. For question number 3, this skill is an ability that is very much needed in learning English. Someone who is good at English is asked to speak fluent English. Therefore, this problem is very often found in class. Some students have problem with speaking skill, so this problem must be immediately found a solution. The next is question number 4. The solution in this problem is how the teacher teach. As well as a good understanding of vocabulary, teacher must supervise and support student in learning this skill, especially the vocabulary to be used. Teacher must also create creative classes so that student will not get bored of learning. And also the teacher can make practice exercise or student project in improving their speaking skill. Therefore, student will get used to speaking English well without hesitation. Okay, the last question, number 5.
Okay, for number 5 here, with the complete proposal, maybe the background of the study, you can make the point only. What is it? The background of the study. Number 1, what is it? Second, what is it? And then also the same with point B, C, D, and E. Come on.
Oh, all right. Background of the study. English education is an important thing in learning. It cannot
I'm
be
not asking
denied.
you to read it. Yeah, your background of the study, the main point of the background of the study, what are? Come on.
I just have to write this, sir. Or what?
Okay, skip it then. Let's go with point B. B, have a look at point B, please. B, come on. Okay, there you go.
Okay, B, focus on the problem. Based on the background of the problem that can be identified, the issues are as follows. Number 1, the student face difficulty to speaking in English. 2, the teacher just focus on the grammar or vocabulary used in the
Okay,
conversation.
thank you. C, point C.
Limitation of the problem. Based on the identification of the problem above, the researcher focused on using online learning application to improve the user and junior high school student.
Okay, the
Point D,
objective.
its objective of the study. The objective of the study is to find out whether or not using online learning application is effective to improve students' speaking skill.
Okay. Okay, that's enough, I guess.
Oh, that's enough.
That's
Okay,
enough
thank you,
for the
sir.
significance of the study. And then you may stop sharing the screen, please. Okay, there you go. And then let's give applause for Faisal Julian to everyone. Yeah, that's a complete. Yeah, that's a complete kind of first chapter in a classroom action research. And then now I would like to give you the feedback. Can you see it clearly, Faisal?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Faisal, I'm gonna use this one. Okay. Now let's have a look at your title here. Your title, it is about improving speaking skill by practicing vocabulary at junior high school. From this one here, we got two variables. First, what we call by the problem variables. Your problem variable here, it is about speaking skills. Okay, that will be the first. And then this second variable here, it is about the alternative solutions. So the first, it is variable of the problem. Second one here is the variable of the solutions, alternative solutions. Okay, two terms. Yeah, and all the time when you try to answer question number one, the second, the third, the fourth, and then the fifth also, it has to discuss about these two terms. Okay, about speaking, and then second one about practicing vocabulary. Yeah, and then my corrections here, when you try to choose an alternative kind of solutions, practicing vocabulary, what is it? Practicing vocabulary, it is not a clear kind of solutions. They have to memorize the vocabulary, or they have to practice every single word that they have when they got the dictations. Yeah, okay, Faisal, so you're gonna put here, what is it? Yeah, the real kind of alternative solution that you're going to provide to improve the speaking skill of the students. Yeah, if it is only practicing vocabulary, it is revert to the method, yeah, that you're going to use, or it is the strategy, yeah, or it is the media, or it is the approach. There are many things. Yeah, we have many questions on this one. That's why you're going to put it here. For example, if you're going to use an online kind of application, you have to mention the applications. For example, here, improving speaking skill using Duolingo. That was a famous kind of application. That's clear. That's an app that you're going to use as the alternative solutions. Not using this one, this is still a random one, general one. Practicing vocabulary, what kind of what kind of the practicing activities that you need here. Okay, is that good enough for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And then now let's have a look at your answer for the first. Yeah, okay, 1 second. Okay, first of all, you're mentioning why I choose this title, because speaking skill is a skill that means you don't lack of understanding. This is a good point. Yeah, lack of understanding in speaking skill is a good one. Yeah, I chose this title based on my personal experience, where there are still many students who lack the ability to speak. Generally, in some classes, there are some students who are not confident in speaking English. This also happened because of student lack of understanding, vocabulary, pronunciation. Okay, this one. What is it? Lack of understanding, lack of vocabulary, lack of pronunciations, words. So what was the difference between words here that you put and then also the vocabulary? Look at the repetitions. When you already mentioned the vocabulary, so it is some of the words. Okay, Faisal? You have to revise that one. And then
Yes,
second
sir.
one, in my opinion, speaking English is one of the problems that are often encountered in class. Yeah, encountered in class, it can be said that this is a class problem. Yeah, and then when you try to put this kind of statement, it will be better if you try to put some quantitative data on it. Yeah, some quantitative data. I mean, here you can put the percentage. Yeah, for example, 50% of the students when they join the speaking class, they're not understand any of the topic that they've been taught about. Yeah, and then 25% of the students sleeping. Yeah, and then the rest of the student, 25% of the student can join the lesson and then also master the topic that they've been taught by the teachers. Okay, that will be the proof. So you are not only talking, you are not only giving the statement, but you also provide the proof. Yeah, for the reader, why did you mentioning this the problems? Yeah, and the next one, most students still have problem learning English. Most of the students still have the problem in learning English. So it's not still have problem learning English. Yeah, and many students feel lazy during English. There are many kind of problems. When you try to mention lazy during English lesson, what is it here? The proof that indicating they're lazy in joining speaking class. Okay, and then they think English is a difficult language. Why it's difficult for them? You gotta prove it also. So it is not only an end kind of statement, but you gotta come with proving, yeah, with the evidence. Why did you mentioning? Okay, it's difficult. Why they're lazy, and then why do you think that was their biggest problem while learning English? Yeah, and then that is why you're mentioning here. That is why there are still many students who can. Okay, that is why. Okay, what is it here? There are still many students who cannot speak English well. When you talk about the context in Indonesia, so it should be about wider. It is about a global kind of problem that happened in a school in Indonesia. Yeah, if you're going to conduct this classroom action research, as one of the characteristics of classroom action research here is consists of, what is it? Consists of specific, yeah, and then also a limitation based on a certain class and then on a specific class. If you are mentioning about Indonesia here, do you think it is relevant or no, Faisal?
What, sir?
Okay, for classroom action research, we are mentioning a specific, a small scope of the research in a certain school and then also in a certain class. But here you are mentioning, yeah, Indonesia, blah, blah, blah. Is that relevant for you or no?
No.
No. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, and then now let's have a look at your second answer. Okay, your second answer here, it is about classroom action research is very important for a professional teacher because we're asked to be teacher who can understand the character of the students, how the teacher convey the material to the students, and also how the attitude of treatment of the teacher toward his students. With classroom action research, it can provide a different perspective on students. By conducting this research, you can see the problem in your classroom and look for alternative solution or solution to the problem. After that evaluation, with this evaluation, we conduct the classroom action research and then give us the overview of the students' comprehensions. Okay.